Memphis, Tennessee.
I was telling, hey, what time is it?
Get ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. For the next hour, we will forget about the black man, we will forget about the white man, and we will deal with the human. Pastor Andre Guy is here to answer your questions from a biblical perspective. He's an humble man who's on a mission to bring the church together with a Bible and a dictionary. He will tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help him God. And now, here's Pastor Andre Guy.
I think, because those lights are about $1,000 a piece, and if they're down there, we're going to have awesome lighting, and he's dead. He's never coming back to get it.
Well, that's real nice, Dave.
The 10th chapter of Matthew.
That was Bob's son.
And I want you to go to verse 33.
Yeah. And I can put him to use.
The 10th chapter of Matthew, verse 33. You can stand for the reading of the word if you like. There you'll find these holy words. It's okay. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I'm come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace but a sword. For I'm come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. I want to speak to you today about you do not have the right to remain silent. You do not have the right to remain silent. In the world, when you are accosted by the police, they tell you that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. And that's for the word. But in the word, you do not have the right to remain silent. And if you choose to remain silent, anything you didn't say that God told you to say will be held against you in the Lamb's Book of Life. You do not have the right to remain silent. Far too many of us Christians, we only want to speak about Christianity when we get around other Christians, when it's convenient. But when everybody else is cursing, and everybody else is drinking, and you're at the family reunion, you don't want to feel like a Bob, you don't want Aunt Lucy to get mad, and so you keep your mouth shut about this God that you say you serve. You do not have the right to remain silent. Far too many people are not understanding Christianity because the people that proclaim to be Christian aren't speaking up about it. We have children in our households, and we let them listen to all kind of music and watch all kind of television, and we know it's not of God, and you just sit back because I don't want to cause any waves. Well, when it comes to Jesus Christ, you gonna cause waves. Jesus was a troublemaker. Wherever he went, he agitates you spiritually and mentally, because the truth agitates people. It's not that he was trying to put father against father, son against father, and mother against daughter. The fact of the matter is the truth does that on his own. You want to worship God as long as they got to face the truth about me. Now, I can face the truth about you. It's easy for me to point out what she's doing wrong. But when you want to tell me to take a good look in the mirror and do some self-examination, then all of a sudden, I don't want to touch that. Some of us got a Billy Goat mentality. I can tell you need to stop drinking. But you smoke cigarettes. That's that Billy Goat, but. Because no matter how many cigarettes that I smoke, you still need to stop drinking. And we keep quiet about our own personal sins. We keep quiet when we get around that man or woman that we like that don't like talking about God. We keep quiet when we get on that job when they're telling all the dirty jokes, and I've been telling them too. That Good morning, good evening, members of the rest of the world. Welcome to another edition of The Truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. I'm Andre Guy Reed.
Hey, Tawan Braden here.
For the next hour, let's forget about the black man. Let's forget about the white man. And let's deal with the he-man from a Bible perspective, if you will. Feel free to call in at 901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490. Again, that's 901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490 for any comments, suggestions, agreements, or even disagreements we may have. We can agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Okay, y'all, this is the Truth Radio Show. We deal with everything from sex, race, religion, politics, and even sometimes sports. Memphis playing right now from a Bible perspective. Amen. 2 days in a row they got me Memphis. Oh, amen, amen. The tragic thing happened yesterday, and supposedly supposed to be a mosque that was called the Christian church, and that's an oxymoron in itself because you can't be a Muslim and a Christian. They are diametrically apart. Either you accept Jesus Christ as being your Lord and Savior, and you accept Jesus as being God in the flesh, and that's your faith, or you can follow Allah and Muhammad. In the case of the black Muslims, because they're not part of the Muslims of the Middle East, you can follow Elijah Muhammad and Wallace Fard Muhammad and Louis Farrakhan and get tricked. Anytime you start with your race as the beginning of it, whether it's a white supremacist or a black supremacist, it's evil. It is evil. For those of you that are believers, you are operating outside of the faith when you make your foundation about being the black man. And my white brothers and sisters, you are operating outside of the faith when you base it on being the white man. You should base it on being the human.
Amen.
That is good or evil. As simple as that. So I started off yesterday on some of the ways they've been tricking me. What they do, they trick you with emotions, man.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, then I got to know if I said black, or if I said racist, or I said Martin Luther King, or Al Sharpton, or Jesse Jackson, and they play on your emotions. And you got, especially in the black populace, people that are voting and put people in office to pass laws that they don't agree with. But because they have been programmed by grandmama, by mama, and now they program into their children, if you black, you vote Democrat.
True.
I'm here to break that up. This country is moving away from God. That's my dog that's in the fight. Is to lead people back to God, no matter what race they are. Because God doesn't see race, God sees heart. And the heart has no color. They fool you with stuff because they know you don't read the Bible. Like Jesus had hair like lamb's wool. That's a lie. The Bible never said Jesus had hair like lamb's wool. Go read it, Revelation chapter 1. It said his head and his hairs were white like wool. He had feet like bronze. They said, well, he had hair like wool and bronze feet. That made him black. No. That wasn't literal. That was figurative. If his head was white and his feet are bronze, that doesn't look too good to me.
No, it don't.
It wasn't a literal description. It was figurative. But because they play on your emotion, they want to make you have a black Jesus. Because everything is based on race, it is not of God. Well, we got this guy, Al Sharpton. I played for you yesterday how he sent everybody on a mission with Tawana Bromley. Tawana Brawley, and both the lawyers, they lost their license. This girl had to go change her name, but he went on to become Al Sharpton that visited the White House over 80 times, and Kamala Harris just met with him to ask him to endorse her for president. And my thing is, anything that this man endorses, as a person being black in America, would let me know I don't have nothing to do with them. Well, come to find out.
What's that?
You know, with the Water Brawl and stuff, that when all that stuff was going on, you know, one of the people that was in, he told me, he said, man, this ain't got nothing to do with that girl. Al Sharpton and these guys setting this up for them. Well, Al Sharpton was at one of these big old conventions, and somebody pulled the information, and they saw the checks that Al Sharpton during that time with Tawana Brawley, and the whole time he been out here, him FBI informant. Ain't that something? No. Yeah, same black people, you talking about he's out there marching for, he's snitching. No, him a snitch. Let me tell you something different between a snitch and a witness. A witness is if I come out of my house and I see you breaking into my neighbor's house and I tell the police that's who did it, that's being a witness. A snitch is if you catch me with a dime bag of weed and I said, look, if you let me go with my dime bag of weed, I'll tell you on Joe Blow who's got an ounce of weed, that's a snitch. Well, that's what Mr. Sharpton did. Y'all don't believe me? Take a listen to this.
Everyone, I'm a race to broad. Those stories are straight ahead. But first, after after all these years, the Reverend Al Sharpton admits he was an FBI informant.
Yes, he says that he was the cat that got the rats, but others say that Sharpton's secret life was not by choice. CBS 2 political reporter Marcia Kramer has the story.
Michelle Obama probably never knew that one of the guests at her recent White House 50th birthday party was an FBI mafia informant who helped bring down members of the Genovese crime family. Reverend Al Sharpton, now a confidant of both the First Lady and the President, and of Mayor Bill de Blasio, has his own unique take on his days as the government's confidential informant number 7.
In my own mind, I was not an informant. I was cooperating with investigations.
The revelations threaten to embarrass Sharpton as he kicks off his National Action Network convention this week with de Blasio and President Obama the headliners. But de Blasio, who calls Sharpton family, is sticking by his buddy.
Doesn't change the relationship one bit. I'm very proud to be his friend.
I bet you are.
I think he has done a lot of good for the city of New York and for this country. I have the exact same positive view of him I had before.
Sharpton has been dogged for years by reports that he was an FBI informant, helping the government go after boxing promoter Don King and music executives. Now we learn he also went after mobsters, including the legendary Vincent the Chin Gigante, the so-called Oddfather who paraded around in his bathrobe and pajamas. Though he has ducked and dodged questions about whether he wore a wire for the feds, that wasn't possible today since a batch of government documents were made public.
The conversations were recorded.
And there's also the issue of how he became an informant. Some say he was pressured into it after he was caught in a drug sting. This HBO undercover sting video that aired in 2002 shows Sharpton with a cowboy hat pulled down over his bouffant hairdo. Sharpton appears to nod when an agent offers him a cut from future drug sales. But now Sharpton claims he went to the feds for protection from threats from mob-connected music executives and was asked to rat out the bad guys.
They were threatening to kill me.
While the feds say his information helped bring down guys like Gigante, Sharpton says he didn't know how his information was being used.
I have never met any of these guys.
How can he inform on him if he never met him? He was telling on black folks.
I never met these guys.
Well, Sharpton says he's not embarrassed by anything that he did. What he is embarrassed about, he says, is how, quote, fat he used to be now that he has reinvented himself as a skinny guy. By the way, sources say the mayor will cut the ribbon tomorrow at the start of Sharpton's 3-day National Action Network convention. Christina Maurice?
Well, he does definitely look different.
Yeah, but he ain't acting no difference. Come on. 901-452-3094. 901-324-7490. I don't know how long it's going to be for our African-American brothers, especially believers. And if you want to know why I'm specifically picking them, because God has told me to put focus on the black people of America, because we are the ones who have the opportunity to flip this country back to God. If I could get just 50% of blacks, just 50%, not all of them, just 50%, to stop blindly voting for Democrats, even if you hate Donald Trump that much, even if you hate the Republicans that much, don't vote against God. These people are passing laws and fantasizing that you can kill a baby after it's born. They're pushing to extend this LGBTQ thing to where groups like NAMLA, the North American Man-Boy Love Association, can pass pedophile laws where a 50-year-old man can sleep with a 5-year-old boy. They're sitting around here gathering up about something called a New Green Deal, and if you don't sign the New Green Deal, the world is going to end in 12 years. But Job chapter 37 tells you that God is over the weather. That's true. But because they control you with their emotions and they hate Donald Trump because he a racist, you don't care what policy they got. When we went on the other show, the man, he admitted to it. He said, if it'll get rid of Donald Trump, I have no problem with killing a baby. When you go and you vote for these Democrats, that's what you're doing too. But you know, they play on your blackness, your blackness, your blackness, your blackness. Then they come in and they kick in with the black Muslims, the Nation of Islam. You know, and they follow behind this guy named Elijah Muhammad. Tell me he's not dead, he's on a spaceship. No, he said the wheel. Yeah, the wheel, that's right, the wheel. And he said that while Fard Muhammad is God, and Elijah Muhammad, he's the Jesus Christ. So this commercial play, yeah, he's the Jesus Christ. You know, they'll mention Malcolm to you sometimes, but they pick and choose what they want to mention to you. You never hear any of the black Muslims in America talking about going to Mecca, which is supposed to be the ideal dream trip of every Muslim. You know why they don't?
Why that?
Because Malcolm went to Mecca. And Malcolm found out that Elijah Muhammad was a fraud, that he was lying to people. He was tricking black people in the name of blackness, and Malcolm found out that had nothing to do with Islam whatsoever. But do they talk about that? No. But on the Truth Radio show, we revealed that. So let's listen to one of the final speeches of Mr. Malcolm X and how he said that Elijah Muhammad has been misteaching people.
كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة لا تبالي فالمعالي في التحدي لا سواه.
Before I get involved in anything nowadays, I have to straighten out my own position, and which is clear. I am not a racist in any form whatsoever. I don't believe in any form of racism. I don't believe in any form of discrimination or segregation. I believe in Islam. I'm a Muslim, and there's nothing wrong with being a Muslim. Nothing wrong with the religion of Islam. That just teaches us to believe in Allah as the God, and those of you who are Christians probably believe in the same God.
No.
Because I think you believe in the God who created the universe, and that's the one we believe in, the one who created the universe. The only difference being, you call him God, and we call him Allah. Jews call him Jehovah. If you could understand Hebrew, you probably call him Jehovah too. If you can understand Arabic, you probably
Allah, the Hebrew means cursed.
Since the white man, your friend, took your language away from you during slavery, the only language you know is his language, you know, your friend's language. So you call him, you call for the same God he calls for. When he's putting a rope around your neck, you call for God, and he calls for God.
In a minute.
And you wonder why the one you call on never answers you. So that once you realize that I believe in the Supreme Being who created the universe and believe in him as being one, I also have been taught in Islam that one God who only has one religion, and that religion is called Islam, and all of the prophets who came forth taught that religion. Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, all of them. And
let's pause right there. We got a caller. Go ahead. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, sir. Uh-oh.
How y'all doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Oh, that's good. That's good. Hey, Dr. Guy.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Guy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Look at this what I want to ask you.
Okay.
A couple of things. One thing is that when you moved in your new house, did you buy some new blinds to go in the new house? You didn't take those old blinds or curtains over there, did you?
Like got some new blinds?
Curtains. That's new curtains.
Curtains.
You got some new curtains for your new house?
Yes.
You moved to a new station. Please give us something new. That same old drop overload.
Well, and it's funny you say I was debating on that because I know that a lot of y'all from those days y'all got. But keep in mind, we got a new listening audience too, man, and I got to catch them up on the flavor of what's going on. You don't want them to be. You don't want them to be ignorant. I mean,
no. That kind of makes sense. Man, you are the obvious guy to ask this to. I can't think of anybody else that I can ask this
Okay.
And it ties in and said, just happened. All right? Because the little dude was saying, Falcon, whoever it was, Malcolm X was saying, that we're serving the same God. Now, you haven't been a Muslim and, well, you say a Jew, but I'll call you a Christian. A Muslim and a Christian. I had a white lady, reading the Maximus, I had a white lady just last week told me that they are the same. Now, please help me out here, sir.
No, they're not. They do that to recruit you into Islam because that's what their Quran teaches.
She was trying to recruit me, man.
That's what you're doing. Okay, I can help you understand it.
She wasn't trying to recruit me. She had big. She ain't doing
Well, I said they. Well, I'm talking about them as a group, especially the black Muslims in America. Because see, the black Muslims in America, the Middle Eastern Muslims don't accept them. They don't believe that old Elijah Muhammad stuff. So they can't get other Muslims to come. So what they try to do is, since they're caught up on their blackness, they try to get other black people in America to feed into this narrative. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you believe that Jesus was God in the flesh?
Well, I believe that Jesus was God in the flesh. I think there's two different things. I could be wrong, man. It's all the same. Can't be the same thing.
So do you,
here's what I would say.
I don't think you answered my question. Do you believe Jesus was God? Do you believe Jesus was born of a virgin, died, was buried, was resurrected from the dead, and has gone back to heaven to sit on the right-hand side of the Father to intercede for us? He was God in the flesh.
Now, all those things you just said, I believe. Okay? These two are the same. So one is in heaven looking down on the other one can't be.
Okay, this is what I'm trying to get you to. Do you believe Jesus was the Son of God?
Absolutely.
The Muslims do not believe Jesus was the Son of God. The Quran teaches that Allah is above having a son. So if the Bible said that Jesus is the Son of God, and the Quran said that Allah could have no son, how can they be the same God?
Okay. Let me see, I always get myself in trouble, Pastor Guy, when I use this thing called logic. But it has to
because you ain't working with much.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I'm taking a long ways in life. That's how I live my life. It's off of logic. Got to make sense to me.
And that's why you end up climbing telegram poles in the rain. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, that's the reason. But okay, here's what I'm saying, Pastor Guy.
Okay.
All right. Remember the Tower of Babylon.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Hey. That's what different languages became, right?
Okay.
All right. Okay. So why could not God, in a different language, be called something else?
Because even in a different language, everywhere you go in the planet Earth, Jesus is or is not the Son of God, depending on who you're talking to.
So
that right there separates everything. Either you believe Jesus is the Son of God, God in the flesh, or you don't.
I believe Jesus is the Son of God.
But you don't believe Jesus was God in the flesh.
That's kind of real hard to swallow that, man.
Well, it is when you don't read the Bible. If you read your Bible. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you believe that Jesus is the Word?
Yes, I do.
Now, the Bible said, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word is God. Jesus said, when you see me, you've seen the Father. Jesus said, if you want anything from the Father, you have to go and ask through me. In fact, you see Jehovah, Yahweh, Elohim, Ra, Yah, all the names of God you see in the Old Testament. Have you noticed that you don't see those names not one time? Because in the New Testament, the Bible says, not I, that there's none other name by which we may be saved but that of Jesus. In order for us to get through the God, you got to go through Jesus. That's the Christian belief. The Muslim belief, the Buddhist belief, and the atheist belief that Jesus is not the Son of God and he's not instrumental. So those two basic factors right there are the foundation of those faiths. If they're diametrically different, how can they be the same God?
Well, that's some key right there, okay? That's some key right there. Now I have a question to ask.
Okay.
Right? Did God get crucified or did Jesus get crucified?
Both.
Listen, that's it.
Watch this. Let me ask you this. Is God the Holy Ghost?
The Trinity, the Father, Son,
right, God is the Holy Ghost, God is Jesus, God is God.
We're talking three things.
Anything that happened to the Holy Ghost, it happened to Jesus, it happened to God. Anything that happened to Jesus, it happened to the Holy Ghost, it happened to God. Anything that happened to God, it happened to God. Jesus, it happened to the Holy Ghost. Jesus was with God before the earth was even formed. He just came in the time when God had him born of a virgin. Jesus is God.
That's God. So God got crucified.
Yes.
Along with the Holy Ghost.
Right. Well, the Holy Ghost was all that.
They are the same, man.
They are the same. Let me explain to you. The Holy Ghost, when Jesus got crucified in the flesh and the Holy Ghost, which was there all the time, now was able to operate in his function in the Spirit because Jesus had to be resurrected and go back with the Father before they could send the Holy Spirit to now dwell inside of us to give us the power to be Christ-like and to live like Jesus and to do greater things than he did.
I'm so glad you said that, man. That's why I love talking to you, because you said stuff and it triggered this little BB that's in the boxcar and stuff.
Nigga, you done saw some stuff in the Bible instead of reading it, and I'm the only one to touch it on it for you, but come on.
Well, here we go.
Come on, here we go.
You said that Jesus told us to be Christians and stuff. But I'm not telling you to speak that. But I'm going to tell you what I remember the most of Jesus said. Ask of us. That's mere mortal. Okay?
You remember what?
Yeah. That's mere mortal.
You remember who now?
Say it again.
So humans, man.
Oh, yeah,
humans, man. Come on, man.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Hey, the more I learn, the dumber this man gets. I swear, man. Okay, here we go.
Because you're draining me.
That's the guy. This is what I'm saying. I remember this. Remember, I haven't picked up that King James Version in a long time.
I know.
These are the things, these are the things that I remember Jesus asking us. Okay? Be ye holy. Do that ring a bell to you?
Be ye holy, for I am holy.
Okay.
But I don't think that was Jesus. I think that was Old Testament.
Oh man.
You might be right, but I don't recall it as that. But go ahead.
Well, I'm always right.
Never.
Please remember that.
Never.
Okay. Please remember that. Okay. The other thing I remember from the King James Version, remember I told you it ain't gonna change. So once I done learned this, and it's just
you never learned it, other guys. You've already admitted you don't. You got a dirty Bible. You live a dusty life. You got a dusty Bible. You live a dirty life. You don't read the Bible.
Okay.
And then when you do read it, you say you pick out the parts you want to believe.
But you need to.
No, I do not.
Every one of us do.
No. Everybody ain't like you. Some people have actually committed to God, other guys. Some people have actually realized that God don't care what we think or what he feel. All he cares about is what his word say.
That's the guy. I'm just way out now. I remember him saying this. It's in the red, man.
No, that's you said in the red. Everything in the Bible's in the red.
Sir, yeah, you go right ahead. I see black letters in my Bible.
Well, that's because you are so inept and untrained on the Bible that where you let somebody, probably one of them churches where they told you we don't preach out of the book of Revelation.
Baptist churches, man.
I know a missionary that the same Baptist church that I read to you started in 1845 for the specific purpose of making them feel that God is okay with slavery. They got up, not I. They got up in 1995 and apologized and read you what that church was founded on, and you still proclaim to be it.
No, they didn't read to me. I didn't say that. I heard you say that. Okay.
I read you their proclamation. All you got to do is check behind me.
Pastor Guy, here's the other thing. That's just way out. Jesus I'm talking about. He said, love you one another. Jesus' word, not mine.
Right, I agree with that.
That's why you hate the game.
Whoever said I hate games? Where you get that from?
Man, you hate the game, man.
You say I hate the game because I call sin. Okay, so tell me this here. When I tell a man that's cheating on his wife and he's committing adultery, if I tell a person that's living in fornication, am I hating them as well when I tell them what sin is?
Are you telling the right thing, man? It shouldn't be
I'm going to tell you a sin I bet you finna get caught up in. Well, I can't say that because I ain't never mentioned it. I took it back before I started.
No. Do not take it back. Because I'm the one that told you, sin a man. That's part of the reason I don't say that.
You're a liberal. You said you're a liberal. That makes you a sinner, a liar, and a hypocrite.
Sin a man that's blue.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Is masturbation a sin?
Is masturbation a sin?
Yes.
You got me confused there, man, because, okay, now King James, going back to the King James, I remember in that King James thing, it said it's best that a man put it on the ground than to mess with a horse. That's up.
No, man, that's a guy named Onan. He spilled his semen on the ground and God killed him because he didn't want to have a baby by his wife's by his brother's wife because she didn't have children. But scripture says that if you look on a woman and you lust for her, just like God counts that sin against you, just like if you had slept with that woman. There's a term in the Bible that's called lasciviousness. It's called immoral sex. It's lascivious. Wait a minute, hold on, let me finish. In order for a person to masturbate, they have to fixate some other person within their head. You can't just look at a gray wall and start masturbating. You got to fixate something in your head. So that fixation that you put into your head brings about the actual sin of lust. That about everything that we do in life is instructed right there in the Bible, whether to do it or whether to not do it. Your problem is, your decision is that you decide that you're going to take the parts you like and the parts you don't like, you're going to ignore them. And that's why you keep marching on that I'm black walking and about your blackness and stuff. But your blackness is taken away from your Holy Spirit. You need to be redeemed. You need to be saved, son.
Man, the day I renounce my blackness is the day I die. Don't ever forget that, sir.
Yeah, you already did. You just walking around doing it.
Sir, don't ever forget that. The day I die, remember, write it down for him, Keith, because he going to go sleep in a few minutes. The day I renounce my blackness, it's the day I die, sir.
How does it work for you?
You want to know why my blackness means so much to me?
Why?
You want to know why my blackness means so much to me?
Why?
Because it was given to me by God, man. God made me. If he had wanted me to be white, I would have been a white boy. I was born black, and I am proud of being black.
Let me ask you this, man.
Yes, sir.
Whether you were born white or whether you were born black, what color is the heart?
Never saw one, but they say it's red.
Well, the heart of man is what God goes for, first of all.
The heart of man is what
and that's what God is going to judge us by our heart. God don't care about you being no black man, no white man either. All God cares about is your heart, man. That's all.
That I can buy you know. Look, you know, it's been awfully nice today.
Yeah, because I got to go back to Malcolm. I got to finish for what other people don't know.
Malcolm, man. Forget Malcolm, man.
Bye, man. Bye. And you know, you made sure he came in right at the part when Malcolm finna tell it on Elijah Muhammad. But you know I'm going back to it. Sure.
By believing in one God and one religion and all of the prophets, it creates unity. There's no room for argument, no need for us to be arguing with each other. And also in that religion, of the real religion of Islam. When I was in the Black Muslim movement,
the real religion,
they didn't have the real religion of Islam in that movement. Something else. But the real religion of Islam doesn't teach anyone to judge another human being by the color of his skin.
What?
The yardstick that is used by the Muslim to measure another man is not the man's color, but the man's
get the message.
The man's behavior, the man's intentions. And when you use that as a standard of measurement or judgment, you never go wrong. But when you just judge a man because of the color of his skin, then you're committing a crime, because that's the worst kind of judgment. If you judge him just because he was a Jew, that's not as bad as judging him because he's black. Because a Jew can hide his religion. He can say he's something else, which a lot of them do that. They say they're something else. But the black man can't hide. When they start indicting us because of our color, that means we're indicted before we're born, which is the worst kind of crime that can be committed. And the Muslim religion has eliminated all tendencies to judge a man according to the color of his skin, but rather the judgment is based upon his deeds. And when prior to going into the Muslim world, Elijah Muhammad taught us that the white man could not enter into Mecca.
You told me
that. All of us who followed him, we believed it. And he said the reason he couldn't enter was because he's white and inherently evil. It's impossible to change him. And the only thing that would change him is Islam, and he can't accept Islam because by nature he's evil.
Wait a minute now, Q.
Okay.
Malcolm X, who was there, acclaimed one-time member. He even changed the name to Imam Malik Shabazz to disassociate himself with Malcolm. With Elisha. If he tells you himself that he realized this man and this movement was a fraud, why don't they realize it today?
I don't know. I have no idea.
And then they got this one. Go ahead.
I said maybe they don't want to believe it.
That's what it is, because it messes with their emotionalism. That's right, because I got to keep with your blackness. Like other guy said, I'm not blackness. Like I don't see where it got you. You cannot name me, and I challenge anybody out there to name me anything positive that has ever come out of a militant black movement. Dr. King, through the nonviolent tactics that he used, We'll get the voting rights bill and the civil rights bill passed. And them didn't have no association with Malcolm. Matter of fact, Malcolm tried to set up a meeting with him, and he would ask him if he wouldn't come and send a representative. King didn't have nothing to do with him. But name me anything. You can go all the way back to Marcus Garvey if you like. You can go pull up the Black Panthers, the Black Muslims. Pull up any kind of militant black movement and show me where it's ever helped black people. All it does is fester up hate. For the believer, it causes separation between you and God, because God ain't a part of that. So they got this guy now, he's Farrakhan. So they're going to be in trouble when he dies, because see, they ain't got no other God to look up to. Since Fard Muhammad is God and Elijah Muhammad is the Jesus, I don't know what that made Farrakhan, but when he died, what they going to do? Well, you know, they said that he had something to do with Malcolm X's killing. Matter of fact, I got a video here that Malcolm X says that Louis Farrakhan and Elijah Muhammad and them did that. Might play that in a minute, but here's Mr. Louis Farrakhan. They was asking him about Malcolm X's assassination. I wonder why they don't play these. Let me play those near.
Malcolm X was Louis Farrakhan's mentor, his teacher in the Nation of Islam. They believed that the white man was evil, that the black and white races should live separately. When Malcolm X revealed publicly that Elijah Muhammad, the leader of the Nation of Islam, was guilty of impregnating several of his teenage secretaries in direct violation of his own preachings outside marriage, Farrakhan was outraged. And he wrote that Malcolm was, quote, worthy of death. On February 21st, 1965, as Malcolm spoke in New York City's Audubon Ballroom, members of the Nation of Islam opened fire, killing him in front of hundreds of his supporters. Malcolm's wife and children were there, including Atala Shabazz, Malcolm's eldest daughter. She was 6 at the time. As you will see on 60 Minutes this Sunday, Minister Farrakhan met Atala Shabazz for the first time in front of television cameras. And Farrakhan acknowledged his role in Malcolm's assassination.
I wish that Malcolm X were alive today and not dead. Yes, it is true that black men pulled the trigger. We cannot deny any responsibility in this. Where we are responsible, where our hands are a part of this, we beg God's mercy and forgiveness. What did you expect to come out of this conversation? What did you hope would come? I genuinely hope that perhaps a healing can come to Miss Shabazz and her family. As I may have been complicit in words that I spoke leading up to February 21st, I acknowledge that and regret that any word that I have said caused the loss of life of a human being.
On Sunday, you'll see how painful it was for Atala Shabazz to listen to Minister Farrakhan's memories of her father's life and death. Malcolm was only 39 years old when he was killed. This month, he would have been 75.
Go to commercial break. We'll be right back for your phone calls.
Are you looking for affordable auto, home, life, renters, or barrier insurance? Insurance in Memphis shop multiple carriers to find the best rate for our customers. Have an issue with driving license or SR22 filing? Insurance in Memphis has a market just for you. When the other says no, Insurance in Memphis says yes. Insurance in Memphis is located at 3556 Hickory Hill Road at 901-417-8022. Call your local authorized progressive agent, Sheena. Call her, and you'll be glad you did.
All right, y'all, the phone lines are open, and you can call at 901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490. Again, that's 901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490. You're listening to the Truth Radio Show, brought to you by the Truth Radio Network. I'm Andre Guy Reed.
Hey, Tawan Brady here.
And we discuss everything from sex, race, religion, politics, and even sometimes sports from a Bible perspective. Amen, amen. This blackness, this blackness, this blackness. It's an evil spirit. Number one, when the first thing you do is identify yourself as black, does that make you superior, equal, or inferior? I've seen many people that use, every time I hear it, they say that, well, they owe us something, or they mistreating us, or they got the advantage over us. And the Bible says, not I, that so as a man thinketh, so is he. So if I go in thinking that I'm inferior to you, or you think that I'm inferior to you, how do you think that you're going to act? I'm not inferior to any man.
No, I'm not.
I'm a man because God made me a man.
That's true.
I'm not inferior to any American. I'm an American because I have American citizenship. And at what point do you rely on God more than you rely on the media and emotions? At what point?
Hey, can I put you on hold real quick?
Okay, we got somebody calling in. We learn how to work the phone lines and all that. Just the second day, and you doing good. That'll be the second day on the job. I told you, we're gonna get this thing together. We're gonna rock it and roll. No matter what time we're at, no matter where they put us at, whenever we landing with the Word of God. But that's where I live. Are you ready?
Yes. Give me. You ready?
I'm ready. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Yes, that's the guy.
This is he. Is this Atlanta?
No, this is Ray.
Hey, Ray. How you doing, Ray?
Oh, I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying. I just woke up, Pastor.
Okay.
Oh, Pastor Guy's cute.
yeah. We gotta get used to U-Time. Hold on, Ray. Hey, Q, are we streaming on WMQM 1600? Okay, yeah. Y'all can also stream us live at WMQM 1600 AM. Go ahead, Ray.
Well, I like what you're saying. I'm sitting here listening because I remember when I was caught up in that mess in Newark back in the 70s, you know, and look at my life today. I thank God for it because I should be dead.
Yeah.
Listen to all that God was, you know.
Well, you know, and I did, Ray, you know, when I was a young man, 8, 9, 10 years old, I joined the Black Panthers. They started off good because they were trying to protect our neighborhood, but the truth be told, that's who taught me how to sell dope, use dope, pimp, and rob. And then when I went to prison, I joined Islam because I wanted to be angry at the blonde-haired, blue-haired white man, and because the white man was the reason I was in prison, and the white supremacy was the reason why I couldn't get ahead. And the fact of the matter is, I was in prison because I was robbing people. When I let people alone, people stuff alone, the police left me alone.
Yeah, isn't it amazing when we go down the highway today, we have no fear, and when they do pull us over, it's okay because my wife got all her papers.
Right, and you know, and I'm not naive not to realize that there is still some racism that goes to work in America and some classism. I'm aware of that, but the fact of the matter is, man, is that the incident that happened, thank God we got the technology we have now because this stuff is being filmed. And just like we're not living like we lived in slave days, just like we're not living like we lived in Jim Crow days, these days too soon shall pass because of the integrity of this country. But we have a movement that's going on that wants to give up what this country was founded on for this socialist liberal ideology that's going to not only put God up out of this country, but it's going to destroy the freedoms we have in this country, and they're tricking you with it by using your blackness.
Yeah, I know I'm black, but I'm so glad that you said the rightful word there. What about your heart?
Exactly.
And that's the thing. And as I said, when you do CPR on a patient at that moment, it ain't about the color of the person's skin.
I bet they worry about being black. If they go to the hospital and they need a blood transfusion, the only person they got is a white man. I bet they ain't got no problem being white men.
You got that right, Pastor. That's why I said I enjoy working at the hospital because it taught me patience, kindness, everything that God was teaching me. I didn't understand. Well, I learned it at that hospital.
Amen. Ray, I hate to rush you, but I got to catch the next call. We trying to make it do what it do.
Amen. Bye, Q.
All right, have a good one. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Pastor Guy.
Oh, God, Ricky, they let you out the asylum, I see.
Just long enough to talk to you.
Hello, Ricky.
Hi, Q, Pastor Guy. You know, you asked the question because you were talking about does your blackness or your whiteness, does it, what was the question? Does it,
I asked that when you focus on being black, does your blackness make you superior, equal, or inferior? The purpose of identifying yourself as being black, is that because that you feel like that you got to step up? Or you feel that like you're even, or you feel like you're a step down? What's the purpose of that?
Well, if you don't look at the white man or the black man, but the human man,
then now you got a different ballgame.
Then we're all special and favored by God from the womb.
Well, we all have the same opportunities from God, but we make decisions that we're either good or evil. Which one are you?
Well, I know how evil I am.
Why do you want to be like that, Ricky? Don't you want to be saved today? Jesus has showed you a better way.
Well, it ain't fun being a goody two shoes. No.
Yeah, I go to Cafe Holy Ghost Club Jesus all the time, and I have a ball.
Well, you don't drink.
I do. I don't get drunk. I love it, man. When we go on the cruise, I can't wait till the next cruise where I get me a Long Island tea and Lisa get her one of those Mai Tais. And when she gets to looking at that little blurry look, she think that I'm 16 again, Ricky. And you know what? I feel like I'm 21. Yeah. And it's all good because God said we married, so just have us some fun.
Yeah, but
what time being a Christian, man?
Amen.
But when you grow up sexually perverted like I did, and you come to Christ and you realize how filthy you really are.
Yeah, you was filthy. You 3 years old. And how old were you when you met with your brother?
I don't even go into them kind of conversations no more. You ain't going to lure me in.
You the one that brought it up.
I said I was.
You said when I grew up sexually perverted like I did, and you know good and well was going to come up to you. What were you, 3 or 4 years old messing with your little brother?
No, he was 2, I was 3. But
okay, there it is.
But I planted a seed.
You sure did plant one.
That seed grew into a big monster.
It grew into a big what?
A monster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, how was your brother today? Does he have any issues with homosexuality?
No, he doesn't have any homosexual tendencies and issues.
Okay.
But
did he ever bring the incident up? Does he remember that?
We never even talked about it.
Does he look at you funny?
No, he don't look at me like he's wanting something.
No, I be looking at you not because I want something. I be looking at you trying to tell myself, don't buzz his head. But I like
no, he ain't never had that kind of attitude about it.
Okay, he might at that age he might even remember. Ricky.
2 years old, he might not remember.
I said Ricky might be making this stuff up. You just fantasizing.
Oh no, I ain't making it all up. I know what happened, and that's the dark part of my heart that remembers it. But the lust in my heart had grown way out of proportion over the years, especially in my teenage years and stuff.
Well, but when you came up to be a teenager, remember you told me about the 3 incidents. Well, we won't get into that. No, thank you, G. Go ahead and sing that song, Ricky. Sing me a song so I can get out of here. Sing a song. By the way, somebody sent a text. They said, just tune in. I'm sure Ricky had plenty today and has had a nap by now. How many have you had today, Ricky?
Well, they right. I had a nap, but I only had 124.
A 24 ounce?
24 ounce. You ain't graduated.
You got some more head out there?
No, but every time I drink a 24, I got to get a nap.
I bet you do.
Yeah, but...
Ricky, don't they tell you that you're not supposed to be drinking beer with those psychotropic meds?
They won't tell me that I'm not supposed to be taking no man-made medications.
Well, you got excited then your boy, look at he got aggressive, didn't he, Q?
Yeah.
I'm going to go over there and tell your caregiver about that truth where you hiding that beer.
Man, I did more suffering on that medication over the years than the angel dust ever did to me.
Well, look, I ain't got much time, Ricky. We got to make this hour work, so go ahead and give me a song before we get out of here.
Blockbusters, yes, we're in the mood, yeah. Blockbusters, and we're gonna move, yeah. Blockbusters, let's talk that. I'm just making that up.
I know. Bye, Ricky. Bye, Ricky. Bye. Y'all, it all ends up with negative feelings. You will never start with a negative foundation and end up with a positive result. All this hatred and all this stuff based on race is ridiculous.
Hey, you said something earlier. You said you joined the Black Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, what happened was, man, the guy George guy who I thought was my dad, he died when I was like 7, 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So in the neighborhood, back at that time, man, police were harassing black men and basically misusing our women in front of us and stuff. A lot of people don't realize the Black Panthers actually started the free lunch program that schools go by now. Well, the guys in the neighborhood, the Ringos and some more people, they were older guys, and they told me, that Dre, you want to be a young black man, help your people, join the Panthers. And we were supposed to be, looking out for the community, not allowing the police to come in and terrorize our community. And good things. Mm-hmm. Well, after I joined it, and I'd say the first year or so was all right, but as time went on, I became 10 or 11, and these same guys that was supposed to be doing a good thing with the Panthers, they taught me how to smoke dope and how to sell dope, and how I'm a juvenile, so if I catch a charge, they can't do me like the grown folks. And that's where I started my actual criminal life by me joining the Panthers. And it started out with a good thing. What happens is, man, anything you join that it starts out as race being the foundation of it, the same thing with white supremacists and the Klan and all that. No child is born racist. Somebody will teach them that mess. Well, whenever that your race is the foundation of it, that means that you're caught up in self-worship. God can't use that.
Okay.
They got some of the black people that didn't want to join the Muslims because they said they don't believe in Jesus. So you got another group called the Black Hebrew Israelites. They want to believe in Jesus, but they want to say Jesus is the black man. Let me play them right quick. We got how many more minutes we got, Q? 8. Okay, I'm gonna play 5 minutes of this. They want to make Jesus the black man. Jesus ain't no black man, no white man. Jesus.
Does it look like that? It doesn't say it's a wolf. Does it look like that? It doesn't say it's a wolf. We're going to start over. It says like wolf. It says like wolf. It says like wolf. Not the texture. When you say not the texture, but the color. It's like wolf. You said like wolf. It's like wolf. You make it have that there. Like wolf. Like wolf. And like white wolf, white and like wolf. It's not easy to be honest. White wolf. Now we understand Christ was a black man, right? According to the Bible. When you read the Bible, all the forefathers were black. You go to Genesis 2, Adam was black. That's right. You go to Job, you go to Solomon. They were.
What's the definition? What's the definition?
We'll come to the sound of it and I'll show you, but we're dealing with the Bible right now. Read this again. Give me the sound. All right, thanks.
Hold on, click down. Hold on. This is why he got his scared. He by himself.
No, we just read explains why they were sometimes no. Gentiles. Usually it means a non-Israelite people. So usually a non-Jewish people. I have to do with Jesus because they're right there.
Conway, they don't answer the question.
It says a non-Jewish person. It's the same thing. You're a non-Jewish person. It doesn't say usually, it says a non-Jewish person. First Corinthians chapter 4. You're not either. You know that you're not a Gentile. You're a non-Jewish God. So that's why we're out of here. no, maybe 5, right? Maybe. But when you put it, guess what you got to do? Watch this. When you put out one scripture, we got to read in context. Read it in context. Why do you say that? Show me in the Bible it says read it in context. Well, I'm a smart man to read the Bible.
It says line upon line and precept upon precept. Genius.
Precept must be upon precept. The Bible says if you want to be a man of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you must read the Bible precept upon precept. Line upon line. Here little and there little. You see that? So you can't just do one scripture if you put it with the precept to understand it. Where's the line upon line? Where's the here little and there little? That's reading in context. That's reading precept upon precept. Reading in context. Show me in the Bible where it says reading context. Show me in the Bible where it says Bible. Show me in the Bible where it says context. Right, you take, hey look, before we got an argument, why is this? I ain't gonna argue with no Israel! Still on down my scripture.
Oh, there they go, standing attention with all they purple on.
Still on down my scripture. I'm trying more time. Read the Bible and believe it.
God of Israel to the four corners of the
Bible says in Deuteronomy that
it said he came to the spirit
for he is my brother. The Bible says in John 1, if any man hearing this
like I told, they're not intimidating him.
the Gentiles, when he got among the dispersed and teach the Gentiles, what does the dispersed mean?
The Bible says that all nations, whoever thirsts,
means to you.
drink freely from the well of life.
And think you know the Bible, but you don't know a goddamn thing about the Bible, devil.
The Bible says, I will give you a mouth to your gates, and the
Genesis 25 and 25. Let's crush this brother. Because Esau, just because we came up the same brother, because he came in the same way as us. You know what I'm saying? Esau is not our brother. Hold on, if we're going to be 7 people out here, I'm going to answer your question, and you're going to answer my question. So that's how we're going to do it out here, okay? You're not going to come out here and be on your deal horn and think you're going to attack us, because you're going to shoot with that. If you don't answer
my microphone, you tell me you can't talk long.
And you're going to answer my question.
That's the only reason I'm wrong.
Okay. So your first question was that Esau is our brother, right? Yep. Correct. But you said that how we gonna hate our brother if he was our brother, right? Right. But Esau is not our brother. Do you understand? The Bible clearly says he's our brother.
They were twins. How can they not be brothers?
Foul language will not proceed out of your mouth.
Take the jawbone of the past. Go into a temple and beat everyone who was gambling in the temple out of it. Either way it goes. Either way it goes. Either way it goes. Yes.
All by faith. It wasn't the dunking of water. It wasn't the keeping of the law. It was by faith in Jesus Christ alone.
By faith in Jesus, we run out of time, and that's what it's going to take, y'all. Those of you that are the faith, to stand up to this madness. Stand up to this hate. You don't have to defend the gospel. The gospel defends itself, but you have an obligation to stand on the gospel. It's not about your blackness, it's not about your whiteness, and it's sure not about these liberal policies that they're passing on this nation as an attack on the church, an attack on God's people. It's time for those that are redeemed of the Lord to say so. God bless, we love you. Look, we're here every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. Truth Radio Show. We'll be back in here Monday. Q, I'm out of here.
Hey, we bring the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth now.
So help me, God. Play us out, Q.
You have been listening to the Truth Radio Talk Show, brought to you by Revelation Christian Center. Revelation Christian Center is located at 1561 Boxwood, Memphis, Tennessee, 38108. If you would like to sponsor or advertise on the Truth Radio Show,